horse truly have to understand physical exercise. Travel consistent and consistent forward motion. You're going to have amazing result on this step. When I start this lesson and start to educate / to travel in the left direction, it's a reason behind why I start to educate / travel in the left direction, because we know already Mother Nature gives to / amazing confidence mentally and physically, and give amazing balance and coordination to travel in the left direction. He using the left side actually of his body and be balanced on this side, and we through this education round pen we develop his balance and coordination and educate him travel beside the panel by using turn outside step, and educate horse travel in a straight line and not travel on a zigzag or lean inside and outside, and be very consistent with this speed. Any speed we ask him, we know how to ask actually horse to walk, trot, or lope, or even change speeds, because we developed in the previous education and lesson speed control around pen. So reason behind why I start to educate / right away travel and practice speed control when I start lesson in the left direction, because I want to start to educate him in a soft, relaxed manner. I don't want to upset his mental ability. So all lesson will continue without fear, frustration, and upsetness. And again, I took my knowledge from my sport, again, educational knowledge, how my coach educated me. He didn't start right away from the exercise what I cannot succeed, and it's very hard for me to succeed in this exercise. He increased my emotion, he increased my mental abilities through the education and lesson. So he start on very relaxed exercise what I can succeed very well. I develop confidence in this lesson. And after he start to develop and build up for exercise what I cannot succeed, and practice till I emotionally and mentally accept this exercise and have a good success in this education and not fall apart mentally and physically. So again, thank you very much to my coach to teach me this knowledge, and that's what I transfer to my horsemanship education. So when I start to educate / travel to the left direction, walk, trot, and lope, it's just amazing. When he walk like performance horse already, young performance horse under saddle. And that's a whole reason behind this round pen education, not just running. And that's why I call Discover philosophy and methodology in round pen, not just running horse in a circle and using surviving instinct of the horse and let horse actually to come to you because you dominate the horse. We want to actually have education, so it's going to be useful methods in the future education. So methods actually connect to each other. Because if I develop this consistency very well in the forward motion and this relaxation, so his muscles of the back relax, shoulders relax, neck relax, he dropping his muscle of the neck. When I'm gonna ride him in the first time and ask him for a walk, trot, and low. So just keep here against this direction all the time to the right. So when I squeeze, again, don't pull in the reins. Horse have to be very relaxed, because we have to accomplish previous education. So horse very safe when we're riding horse the first time. We not just jump under saddle and hoping for the best and open their mind and their legs and travel left and right. So it's a lot of education right here. Beautiful. Horse travel. Again, I squeeze my legs right here. She's stuck a little bit. Beautiful. Right here. Beautiful. So again, horse travel straight. Very nice. And nice and relaxed. Beautiful. So I take my hand. Horse have to be nice and relaxed. Beautiful. The last level of foundation program, and we spend so much time on this education, horse will gonna travel and understand this speed. His muscle gonna be relaxed, I gonna be relaxed, horse gonna be relaxed mentally and physically. So I was very, very excited excited, I was pleased to see how our education through all this process and how much time we spent, how he traveled on a walk, trot and lop, understand my body language, because you already know for a walk we have one body language with our hand, for a trot we have different body language with our hand, and for a canter we have different body language with our hand. So it's actually 3 different cues, and it's a different energy with our body language, and 3 different voice command. That's very important for us to be very consistent with our voice command, and you already know that, because if you're going to mix all this voice command after we're going to ride your horse, it's not going to make sense to horse mentally and physically at all, and that's why we're going to start to fall apart under saddle. So when I change the sides and start to educate exactly the same education, speed control and the right direction to educate / travel on the walk, trot and lop, walk and trot was again perfectly. In the walk, when we just start to educate him, he started to change a little bit direction, but eventually he went and he traveled again very, very nice and consistently and very relaxed around me. I just really want to you understand this and what kind of level you have to take your horse's education, because our goal to educate performance horse. Again, you don't have to take him to the show. You can teach your horse to be performance horse at your home, on your barnyard. But horse respond and relax mentally and physically to any cue. What are you educating him? So we spent a lot of time with education in the forward motion. So when he traveled to the right, lead, walk and trot is amazing. And we learned through the education how he hesitates to use his right lead in the round pen to travel and be balanced and coordinated. He switch his hind leads, he switch his front leads, he pick up front lead. So all the time make a mistake mentally and physically to travel incorrectly. So we're using speed control to speed up his mental and physical ability so he can change leads, because it's not comfortable to travel and the left lead and the different speed and the faster speed when you travel to the right. Or we use our lesson to teach horse to turn inside to change leads and travel on the correct lead. Here with his coordination and balance in the right lead. So we're going to continue work on that. Now I'm going to point. Again, you see, pick up wrong lead. I'm going to say no and try again. Now, correctly. Beautiful. I'm very happy to see that. We work on this 3rd day very hard, and now he start to understand. And I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying right now, because pick up wrong lead, it's in round pen and lunge line, create a lot of problems in the future horse education. So in this particular lesson, if you remember in the previous lesson, I also explained it's very important to read horse body language, because with turning inside and speed, you can speed up horse, you can upset his mental abilities, and after he's gonna worry to pick up correct lead or even travel on a faster speed. So in this lesson, I stay back a lot, and I explained in the previous lesson how important to read horse feet when he laying down with his feet in the ground. Then you asking for a different speed, because when he in the air, he can pick up wrong lead, more chances. So it's important for us when he step and forward motion. So I was stay back, relax, and I read concentrate actually on his feet and see when he trot and when he lay down and with his feet on the ground. Then I increase my energy and he pick up correctly. And the first time he fall apart, and the second time I apply again the energy and again pick up correct lead. But what very interesting, I increase my timing in the forward motion. I let horse travel around me, travel around me, travel around me. That's like I said again in the previous lesson. Increase timing in forward motion. Why we increasing time in forward motion? Developing horse muscle memory. So again, it's a reason behind what we're teaching this. Because if I'm gonna put in hand communication and a horsemanship rope and halter and ask him to travel around me, and if he not develop muscle memory, and he all the time pick up wrong lead, it's gonna be disaster when you're gonna connect to your horse with halter and rope. Because also with halter and rope, when you connect to your horse, you strengthen his mental and physical abilities. You take him out of balance. And I explained a lot this in the previous lesson. So horse have to freely develop, use his full potential of his physical abilities to develop this muscle memory and travel on the correct lead, develop his rib cage, hips, muscle memory, travel, use his body and develop this physical ability and travel on the correct lead. But if you're going to strengthen with halter, it's going to be disaster. And also, if you not develop freely in the ramp and forward motion and correctly the muscle memory, if you're going to ride in the first time and horse already has the T travel on the correct lead, again going to be disaster. Then you're going to start to do tight circles, then you're going to put him against a wall with his face, then you're going to speed him up. It's going to be, again, mentally so hard for horse to understand what you desire for him. Or you're going to start to press with your leg to his hind quarter so he can pick up correctly. So take all this away. You don't need all that. It's a very, very simple. Let your horse to use his full potential of his physical abilities. Increase time in forward motion. Finish previous education with consistent and consistent forward motion. Finish speed control and let horse develop on his own this correct lead. And if horse refuse pick up correct lead, you have methods. Turn outside, turn inside, speed up. And horse are gonna change leads, and then you continue educate horse travel in the correct lead. So again, with slash, left and right direction, it's getting to this point. It almost looks like a liberty, but it's getting to this point very, very nice and beautiful. So he almost ready to go to the next level of his education to in hand communication, because forward motion and the walk, trot, and lope, just amazing. Also, we practice on this lesson, I practice on this lesson and polish this step, educate horse turn inside. And by educating horse turn inside, why I actually spending so much on this step with slash? Because slash stallion, and when you educate stallion come towards you and be with you, it's will gonna be a lot of attitude and domination from the stallion towards the other horse or to human. And especially even you finish your rampant education, in the future when stallion grow and getting much more mature, even when you're gonna lead them from the barn to the paddock or to the pasture, you will see they're arching their neck, they try to strike with front legs. Depends, not all stallions the same, but depends on the stallion mental abilities. So with turn inside, I educate slash a lot. You can come towards me, pass me by, use your good energy towards me. Do not dominate me at all. And if you remember from the first education, when we start just educate slash to turn inside, slash all the time arch his neck, start to even apply his front leg towards me. So I have to take this behavior away from his mental abilities. He have to truly understand my body language, move left and right direction, change the direction, and read my body language, and respect me, not dominate me. So that's a reason behind why I spend so much time with slash by turning inside, come to me, continue travel away. Because on these lessons I all the time bring slash, I start to teaching him, come towards me and be with me. Stay with me in the middle when I put my arm around him, stay and relax. So turn inside, develop a lot of mental abilities of the horse to come towards the human, be with human, and not to fall apart mentally and emotionally. And also, we have to take this method and transfer to in hand communication when we're going to be connect with this horse with slash, any horse. So if your horse not confident, again, cannot use his mental abilities when he is not strict with halter and rope and he is not travel nice and relaxing around you, when you're going to put halter and strict him, he mentally truly understand that. Then he's going to start to show aggression towards you. Why? Because you're going to say, please release me, and plus you asking me for physical movements around me, what I'm not understand. Horse is going to vary up, go sideways, pulling back, walk towards you, run you over. Again, we have to release all this education, release these halters. First of all, educate freely, so he can develop this patience, relaxation, trust, confidence with your presence, and travel around you and be very, very relaxed. Again, methods have to be useful, because when we're going to take slash and use turn inside and connect to horse from in-hand communication, teach him to go through this log to this log, from log to the tarp, under curtain, and we're going to be connect with horse. We can navigate our horse by turning inside and actually use our step, stop, and face and stay still. So that's a lot of confidence horse have to develop with your presence, with your body language, and be very, very relaxed emotionally. At the same time, it was very interesting when I start to educate slash. Because he's a stallion, and I am not applying with every horse in around Penzas education, but with slash, I apply this educate. He actually come towards me and travel very close around me, and it's everything. It's a body language. The way how you face horse shoulders with your shoulders. Because when we're educating horse traveling forward motion, we're staying directly straight, not forward, not behind the shoulder. We're staying straight towards the horse shoulders and communicate with horse this way with our body language. So with slash, if you pay attention, when I ask him come inside and ask him continue travel around me, it almost looks like a circus, right? When we go to circus and see liberty, when horse travel around us, that's how we actually educate the horse. But again, we don't have no halter, not rope, not whip. We not put whip around his back and connect, we extend our arm and holding him and said, please travel around us. We're only using our shoulders and leaning back and staying behind the shoulders with our chest, so he can understand. He have to come in, turn inside, and he have to continue travel around us. Okay, so with stallion, why I apply this? With stallion, you can see when you ask him to travel around you very close, from my education knowledge, stallions start to arch their neck, start to pound with front leg, or even some stallions, they try to bite you, to reach you. So it's actually mental game. And this education, that's a mental game. When you're gonna let stallion come that close around you, you actually teaching him dominate you. Because if you look in the wild, the way how horses communicate with each other, horse not going right away, one horse go to another horse. He going circles around you till he gonna find the spot when he can attack you and dominate you. So reality, that's actually very dangerous exercise. Same like you teach your horse to vary up. You seen even in real life, horses varying up only when they wants to attack, when they dominate different animal, or they're very aggressive. Horses not vary up just for fun, be very pleasant horses. Most of the horses, when they vary up, they have pin ears back, they're tucking with front feet, they're biting, and etc. So again, it's just a trick from the circus, but reality, we're using horse instinct against him. Because when Mother Nature teach him to vary up to attack the predator, exactly the same, when you teach your horse to travel around you that close, you're working against his instinct. Mother Nature teaching. When you travel around you, you have to grab it. You have to attack. So again, it's just my philosophy, what I learned from the life and the way how I communicate with horses. So it's a great exercise for our own satisfaction to be safe with horses, to teach him go around us. And especially when you take in delusion horses or horses but fighting with bulls. You see how they're arching their neck, how they're going around the bull very close, and after randomly they're biting you. It's an instinct, Mother Nature teaching them. Give them this instinct. So with stallion, turn inside and teach him to travel that close to you. It's teaching him to actually not to use aggressive instinct towards the human. So again, it's a reason behind each method. But without educate horse travel consistent forward motion, turn inside, stop and face, walk towards the horse, extend and touch, speed control. You're going to apply this method just randomly. It's a lot of chances horse run you over, bite you, run away from you, cow kick you, or in the future learn how to come close around you and attack you. So it's a very, very dangerous actually exercise to educate the horse. So you have to understand the reason behind why you have to educate this horse and why you have to educate these methods your horse and how these methods will gonna help you in the future education. So it was very interesting to see how he's progressing in turn inside. I am very, very excited and happy. It was amazing to watch how he started to understand, to respect me and understand I respecting him. He truly understands this two-way communication with two different languages. You even can take this as my domination towards him, because I'm not allowed him mentally to dominate me. So what actually I'm doing, I dominating him. To educate / to move hips left and right direction and move the shoulders left and right direction. That's amazing exercise to educate horse develop balance in coordination to use the front legs and hind legs and use their balance and coordination from the left and right side of their body and use their mental abilities immediately from the left and right side, because brain send you have to use right now your right hind leg and move your left shoulder, travel forward. So it's require a lot of coordination in the horse mental and physical abilities. And this particular exercise, I don't spend a lot of time to moving hips left and right direction. And it's very important, this exercise, not just to move hips one direction, and after change direction. It's very important for me to move hip left, right, left. So horse become very, very flexible on these hips and the rib cage and start to use these hips and move these hips left and right direction. But I don't spend a lot of time in this exercise with young horses till they're gonna grow up till 5 years old. Because from my knowledge and when I work with horses, when you apply a lot of hard work in the horse hips, you can damage the young horse's stifles. And again, that's happened to me. That's why I share to you, so you will not gonna damage your horses if you work with young horses. If it's an older horse, 5 and up horses, that's fine. You can spend much more time. Especially horses when they're born and they use a lot of hind quarters. Like you see some horses, they're staying in the stall and they're eating hay here, and they see different pile of the hay. They're not just walking around, they're just standing and spinning. Or you can see horses in the paddock, they're eating grass and they're turning 360 degrees, almost like a spin, and eating in different space grass. So a lot of time you can see, or you let your horse in the sand pen to just exercise, and you can see how horse using hind quarters. So horses like this, naturally using a lot of physical abilities of the hind quarters in their young age, and you start to educate them like this exercise, you actually damage their physical abilities, the muscle tendons in the hindquarters, because no hips, no joints, nothing grow together yet. They're teenagers. So I not concentrate. I teach them to be balanced and coordinated on the hips and shoulders, but I spend in the small portions time till they're gonna grow up, and I increase in my education. I spend a little bit in round pen after I take this education to in-hand communication, and through the process, when they're gonna reach 4 or 5 years old, then I start to educate. Depends again on the horse physical and mental abilities, because some horses you even can wait till 6 years old. Again, depends on the horse. So in this lesson we continue educate slash to travel consistently forward motion, walk, trot and lope when we connect with slash with horseman, halter and rope. And again, answer amazing. And through this lesson I all the time remind you, please pay attention on the rope. Please pay attention on the rope. When I'm saying this, it's again reason behind. When I'm saying please pay attention on the rope between me and the slash, it's mean I'm telling you, please concentrate on the slash mental abilities. A lot of times when we educating horse to lunge, I call this in-hand communication, because we connect with our hands to the horse mental and physical abilities with halter and horsemanship rope. A lot of times when we teach horse to travel around us, we're swinging the rope or we're using the whip. And if you pay attention, rope getting straight right away between, in a straight line between horseman and horse. What it's telling us actually, what this rope actually telling us? If I'm gonna release this rope, horse will gonna disappear. Why he disappeared? Because mentally he not understand exercise at all. Only he travel around you. Because he using surviving instinct. It's not different way for him not to travel around you. Because they have pressure with rope or whip. Horses vary up, horses go sideways, horses go towards you, horses backwards. Till finally they travel around you, because it's a physical fear involved. And also, in the same time, when it's a rope straight, you stricten horse physical abilities. You not let him, you don't educate him in a previous education to use his full potential of his physical abilities. So when we educate in slash to travel around us, we educate him in the round pen, in the first level, educate horse travel consistent and consistent forward motion. So with other previous methods, I'm not going to remind you, because it's going to be very long video. Previous methods, we combine all our methods. So when we lunging horse right now to in-hand communication, teach horse travel, walk, trot, and lope. What's happened with our rope? We have a big loop. Why we have a big loop? We don't have no whip, we're not swinging the rope, because we have body language, voice command, and energy. So what actually this rope telling us? This big loop between horse and horse. What this loop actually telling us? It's telling us, this rope telling us, horse understand mentally physical exercise. Because if I'm gonna release this rope, horse will gonna travel around me. And when we're gonna start to educate horse to in-hand communication, and we're gonna be connect to our horses, we're gonna do tests like that. We're going to teach our horse to travel around us without round pen in a big arena or in a field. When we're going to release the rope, we will see if horse going to continue travel or horse going to go to the next feed store. So again, education takes time. Domination, it's today now. Because I'm telling you, you have to perform right now. And I'm telling you all this just for your own benefit between you and your horses, so you will succeed and horse truly understand you. Don't take me wrong. Hard work will exist. Your horse gonna fall apart, horse gonna run, horse, and any education, bad, good, and ugly, it will be frustration, because it's a new education. Even when you educate a human, why actually rope like this soft? and horse not leaning inside and outside. Remember, all the time we talk about this. Educate horse, travel in a straight line. Develop balance and coordination in straight line. Use your turn outside. You develop what? Muscle memory. That's why horse not leaning inside and outside. You don't have to shake rope and physically to teach him step away from you. You teach him without the halter and the lunge line. Horse truly develop physical abilities as an athlete. He understands actually what you're teaching him. That's why I call this discover philosophy methodology in round pen. I not design round pen education, but I design my own methods and reason and sequence behind how to educate the horse to truly understand the horseman mentally and physically. But if you teach your horse to travel around pen, lean inside, travel like this, leaning inside with his body, lean on the shoulder, and teach him use his hindquarters in the air, not to push with hind leg, not understand speed control, walk, trot, and lope. Rope gonna be dead straight, horse will travel like this, leaning towards you, leaning away from you, speeding up, not travel the speed you desire from him. So again, it's each method, it's a reason behind each method and how each method connect to each other. Even for the simple in-hand communication to educate horse travel left or right direction, the speed you desire from the horse, walk, trot, and lope. So Slash done amazing work on the walk, on the trot, on the lope. Again, we change our horsemanship rope to 25 feet because I don't believe to educate horse to travel on a fast speed and a very, very short rope, like a 15 feet, because there's a lot of stress in the horse knees, joints, shoulders, back, hindquarters, because everything connects to the horse skeleton and muscle and joints. So I let horse all the time stay away 25 feet away from me. And my loop, my rope again, very, very soft. If you notice, even when horse travel on the lope, exactly the same. Rope very, very soft. I'm not hold down on him. He knows I connect. That's a whole reason of this exercise. He knows I connect to him. I'm not stricting him. We communicating. Because when I'm going to remove these walls and I practice long enough this exercise inside of the round pen, we're going to remove the walls, there's going to be exactly the same answer. So again, very nice, very beautiful how he achieved this education in hand communication, walk, trot, and lope. Leading horse. We already discussed this before, how to educate horse to lead, so horse truly understand our presence and our body language and travel beside us. And it's take a lot of confidence when you graduate yourself towards the horse to travel beside the horse. And again, I give you example. If when two horses they doesn't know each other and they're in a paddock and they're going to start to walk beside each other, what's happened between these two horses? They start to push each other sideways because it's not confidence, not trust, it's not relationship, that's not communication. And it's a fear between these two different energies. So exactly the same when you're teaching your horse to lead and you graduate yourself towards the horse, you have to remember all this. Not just start to walk towards the horse, because you can put yourself in a dangerous situation. And the way how we teach our horse to lead, you already know that. We're not putting halter on the horse and pull by the head or take him sideways out of balance till he step forward and after release from the pressure. That's not our goal. You can educate horse this way, but why we actually educating horse without halter and horsemanship rope? Again, we're not restricting his mental and physical abilities. He have to understand your body language first. He have to understand, first of all, walk with you. Be happy walk with you. After you're gonna put all this tack on his head, this halter and horsemanship rope, and ask him to travel with you. Again, without pulling. A lot of times When you teach just with halter and rope and you pull sideways or down and forward, horse again, very up, go sideways, go towards you, run away from you, till they finally give it to this pressure. Because why? It's not different way for them not to escape from this. That's again reason because I call this discover philosophy, methodology in round pen. So horse mentally first of all understand education. And after mental abilities will transfer to the physical abilities. And after you connect tools to horse, everything have to make sense to horse when you educate the horse and the human and have a less upsetness and frustration and fear on each method. Again, hesitation will exist because it's a new education, but if you have sequence of the methods when they connect to each other, it's much easier for horsemen to understand what you want from them. I wish we can talk horse language. There will be no hesitation at all, and horse talk our language. So with Slash in this lesson, we teach him to travel on horse and walk, we graduate ourselves closer, but at the same time, we teach him to trot. And again, not ropes, not halters, not whips. How I can do that? And you know already. Speed control. Horse understand voice command, body language, energy. Horse understand what trot mean. And trot with balance and coordination. Not just run on this trot around the round pen and zigzag. Because you will never teach your horse to lead in the trot if your horse leaning inside or outside from you. It's a very dangerous. Another reason I all the time saying, please teach your horse balance and coordination. Teach him to stay beside the panel. Develop this balance and coordination. It's a reason behind it. It's not just randomly, let's go teach your horse balance and coordination because I'm gonna ride you. So the way how we start education, and it's a good exercise actually for us to be in shape because we have to do so many evolutions with our horses to trot, so we become nice and fit also in the same time. Because eventually you're going to change direction and etc. And use your imagination. If horse knows, you want liberty in the future, use your imagination. If horse know turn inside, turn outside, speed control, know how to travel beside you without the ropes and halters, and actually understand the physical movement, physical exercise and relaxation, that's your liberty. You can navigate your horse after turn inside, turn outside, travel beside me, travel around me very close, stop and face and stay still and face me. So it's a big knowledge to know how to develop actually muscle memory of the horse. And through this education, you can see how Slash growing and how he become as an athlete. So all this lesson went amazing, just amazing. Even when I watching this lesson from the distance and see how he's progressing, I have very big hopes in this horse, and I am very pleased with my own education and how he's progressing mentally and physically.